Hello guys, welcome to my first ever video, and as you've already read the title of the video, today I will be giving you tips on how to juke the killer as survivor. Well, not to waste any time, let's get right into it. Okay, so to start off, you can divide juking into two types. The first type is juking the killer's abilities, aka baiting, and the second one is juking the killer's slashes. We'll start off with the first type. You can bait abilities such as Nolly's Void Rush, John Doe's Corrupt Energy and 1x1's Mass Infection. You can also bait Jason's Behead with this tech, but it's way harder than baiting other abilities. Now, you may be asking, what does this baiting tech consist of? Well, let me show you some clips of me doing it as an example. This first clip right here shows how to bait John Doe's corrupt nature. In this clip I'm very close to the John Doe, but obviously you can do it any distance. The most important thing is to time it well. All you have to do is start walking in one direction when a killer is using their ability and instantly walk in the opposite direction when the ability is close to you, exactly like I did just now in the clip. Okay, so we've covered how to bait John Doe's corrupt nature. Now moving on to the next one, 1x1's Mass Infection. Notice how I walk in one direction and when the Mass Infection launches I instantly run in the opposite direction. I think you get the concept. The same can be done with Nolly's Void Rush, except if you want a bigger chance for it to work, I recommend you actually running in one direction for a second after running in the opposite direction. Same with Jason's Behead as well, except it's way harder to time it well. Keep in mind, however, that this tech works better with 3+ day playtime players, or just players with good reaction time in general. But anyways, that's all for the first type of juking. Moving on to the next. Finally, the second and last type of juking a killer's M1. Now, how you juke a killer's M1 is by making a sudden turn when running and switching direction immediately after. See what I did there? I made the killer swing in the complete opposite direction just because of that little flick. That right there is how you juke a killer's M1. Obviously, what you have to do to survive against a killer in a chase longer is pretty much just by doing this tech, except you have to change the direction every time, otherwise it'd get predictable. Maybe even fake doing the tech and actually run in the direction you were going to run initially, although that has a small chance of working. Here's another example of the tech. But either way, as this video is very short, I'll just give some stamina management tips as well. Well, the first tip I have is pretty specific. Whenever the killer is out of or low in stamina and you're at 100, just do what I call the stutter running tech. What this tech does is gives you distance against the killer. To put it simpler, this works because the killer has 110 stamina, while a survivor has 100, so it'd be more efficient to do this tech to save stamina and gain distance. Now, the stutter running tech is done by walking and periodically running for 10 stamina every time and then walking again to gain the 10 stamina back. Now, the second stamina management tip I have is to hide from the killer whenever you can. There are multiple blind spots on every map. And the third tip is to just take advantage of the map to gain stamina. For example, the most survivor-sided map in Forsaken is Underground War. You can easily loop the killer for a pretty long time on the ramps on both sides of the map by just staying on the ramp and wait for the killer to either jump down the hole near the ramp or go around and go straight on the ramp. But either way, this puts the killer on less than 100 stamina, which is why the map is survivor-sided. That's all I have for now. Peace.